On Mother's Day, May 10th, 2020, in the quiet town of Salida, Colorado, Suzanne Morphew vanished without a trace. The 49-year-old mother of two had reportedly gone for a bike ride and never returned. Her bike was found later that day, just a short distance from her home, but Suzanne was gone. What followed was a massive search, national media attention, and a case that would twist and turn in ways no one could have predicted. This story has everything: a seemingly perfect family, a husband with a bizarre alibi, a secret affair, and a mystery that captivated a nation. Today, we're diving deep into the disappearance of Suzanne Morphew, a case that went from a frantic search to a murder charge, then a stunning dismissal, and finally, a discovery that changed everything. This is the story of the husband, the chipmunk, and the body in the sagebrush. When Suzanne went missing, her husband, Barry Morphew, was supposedly 150 miles away in Broomfield, Colorado, for a landscaping job. He told authorities he had left early that morning. Their two daughters were away on a camping trip. When the girls couldn't reach their mom on Mother's Day, they alerted a neighbor, who then called the police. The search for Suzanne began immediately. Hundreds of volunteers, law enforcement officers, and even the FBI scoured the rugged terrain around the Morphew home. The community rallied, holding prayer vigils and plastering missing posters everywhere. Barry Morphew appeared on camera, pleading for his wife's safe return. "Suzanne, if you're out there," he said, his voice choked with emotion, "we want you back. I love you. The girls love you." He even offered a $200,000 reward for information leading to her whereabouts. But as the days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, suspicion began to fall on Barry himself. Investigators started picking apart his story. His timeline didn't quite add up, and his behavior was raising eyebrows. For instance, the hotel room he stayed in the night Suzanne disappeared reportedly reeked of chlorine. Workers at the job site said he seemed unusually calm. Then came the Chipmunk Alibi. Barry claimed that on the morning Suzanne vanished, he was chasing and shooting chipmunks that were damaging his property. This explanation struck many as odd, a strange detail to offer in the middle of a missing person investigation for your own wife. Was he trying to explain a loud noise someone might have heard? Or was it just a bizarre, irrelevant detail? As investigators dug deeper into the Morphews' lives, the picture of a happy marriage began to crumble. Friends and family revealed that Suzanne had been unhappy for a while. She had discovered that Barry was having an affair, and she was reportedly planning to leave him. Text messages recovered from her phone showed her confiding in a friend about her marital problems. Even more shocking was the revelation that Suzanne herself was having a long-distance affair. She had reconnected with a high school flame, Jeff Leibler, and they had been communicating for about 2 years. Their messages were filled with love and plans for a future together. On May 9th, the day before she disappeared, Suzanne sent Jeff a final photo of herself, sunbathing in her backyard. It was the last known picture taken of her. This discovery added a new layer of complexity to the case. Did this secret relationship have anything to do with her disappearance? Could someone else have been involved? Or did it provide Barry with a motive? Prosecutors believed it was the latter. They theorized that Barry discovered the affair and, in a fit of rage, killed Suzanne on the evening of May 9th. Almost a year to the day after Suzanne vanished, on May 5th, 2021, the investigation took a dramatic turn. Barry Morphew was arrested and charged with first-degree murder, tampering with a human body, and other charges. The arrest was made without a body, a weapon, or a confession, a bold move by the prosecution. They were confident they had enough circumstantial evidence to prove their case. The prosecution's theory was that Barry had killed Suzanne, disposed of her body, and then staged the bike discovery to make it look like she had been abducted during the ride. They pointed to data from his truck's GPS, which showed unusual movements on the night of May 9th. They also highlighted the chlorine smell in his hotel room, suggesting he used it to clean up evidence. And of course, there was the Chipmunk Alibi, which they painted as a clumsy attempt to cover his tracks. Barry's defense team fought back hard. They argued that the prosecution's case was built on nothing but speculation and conjecture. They portrayed Barry as a grieving husband who was being unfairly targeted by a biased investigation. They pointed to the lack of physical evidence, particularly the absence of Suzanne's body. "How can you prove murder?" they asked, "without a body?" The defense also presented their own theory, that Suzanne had been abducted by a stranger. They highlighted the discovery of unknown male DNA on the glove compartment of Suzanne's car, DNA that didn't match Barry or anyone in their family. They suggested that investigators had become so focused on Barry that they had failed to pursue other credible leads. As the trial date approached in April 2022, the case took another shocking turn. Just days before jury selection was set to begin, the prosecution filed a motion to dismiss all charges against Barry Morphew. It was a stunning development. The district attorney, Linda Stanley, claimed they were close to finding Suzanne's body but needed more time to excavate a potential location in a remote, snow-covered mountain pass. They said that without the body, they couldn't proceed with the trial at that time. The judge granted the dismissal, but without prejudice, meaning the charges could be refiled later if new evidence emerged. Barry Morphew walked out of the courthouse a free man, at least for the moment. He maintained his innocence, and his lawyers accused the prosecution of incompetence and misconduct. The case went cold again. For Suzanne's family and the public, it was a frustrating and confusing outcome. It seemed like justice for Suzanne was further away than ever. For the next year and a half, there were no new developments. The case remained a painful, unresolved mystery. Barry Morphew even filed a massive lawsuit against the prosecution for wrongful arrest. It seemed the story might end there, with no answers and no justice for Suzanne. But then, on September 22, 2023, everything changed. A team of investigators searching for a different missing person made a grim discovery in a remote, sagebrush-covered field near the town of Moffat, about 45 miles south of Salida. They found human remains. A few days later, the Colorado Bureau of Investigation confirmed the worst fears of Suzanne's loved ones. The remains were hers. After more than 3 years of searching, Suzanne Morphew had finally been found. Her body was discovered in a shallow grave, far from where the initial searches had been focused. The location was not the one the prosecution had hoped to excavate before dropping the charges. It was a completely different area. The discovery of Suzanne's body has completely upended the case once again. It confirms that she is deceased, ruling out any possibility that she ran away or is hiding. It provides her family with a tragic sense of closure, allowing them to finally lay her to rest. But it also raises a whole new set of questions. The most important question, of course, is how she died. The autopsy report has been sealed by the court, but the manner of death has been ruled a homicide. This critical piece of evidence could either make or break the case against Barry Morphew. Will the remains show evidence of a specific injury that can be linked to him? Or will they reveal something else entirely, pointing the finger in a different direction? The location where she was found is also crucial. It's a remote area, not a place someone would likely stumble upon. This suggests that her body was deliberately hidden. Investigators will be meticulously analyzing this location for any clues that might have been left behind. So, where does the case stand now? The investigation is once again active and ongoing. The district attorney's office has stated that they are re-evaluating the case in light of this major new evidence. They could refile the murder charges against Barry Morphew. If they do, they will have a much stronger case than they did before. Having a body and a confirmed cause of death eliminates two of the biggest hurdles they faced in the first trial. However, the defense will still have arguments to make. They will continue to point to the unknown DNA found in Suzanne's car. They will argue that the discovery of her body miles away from her home doesn't automatically prove Barry put it there. They will likely continue to attack the integrity of the initial investigation. The story of Suzanne Morphew is a tragic and complex puzzle. It's a story about the dark secrets that can lie beneath the surface of a seemingly perfect life. It's a cautionary tale about the challenges of building a murder case on circumstantial evidence. And now, it's a story about a cold case that has been reignited, with the hope that the truth will finally be uncovered. What happened to Suzanne Morphew on that weekend in May 2020? Did her husband, driven by jealousy and anger, end her life? Or was she the victim of a random, violent act by a stranger? With her body now found, investigators and prosecutors have their best, and perhaps last, chance to answer those questions and bring justice for Suzanne. The final chapter of this heartbreaking story has yet to be written. Thank you for watching. This is a very active case, and we'll be sure to keep you updated as new information becomes available. If you found this video informative, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into compelling cases. We'll see you in the next one.